Good morning, my dear students. Let us discuss about business law. Business law is very important subject in third BBA. Contents of business law: introduction to the business law and sources of Indian law, Indian Contract Act 1872, classification of contracts and essential of a valid contract. We want to know the history of a business law. Business law is having the another two important names are commercial law and mercantile law. Our business law is having another two important names. Those are mercantile law and commercial law. Coming to the introductions of business law. Business comprises all profit-seeking activities and enterprises that provides goods and services necessary to an economic system. Here there is a one business in the business environment. Here every business want to comprises some amount of profit. Here profit seeking activity is very important in the business, and enterprises that provides goods and services necessary to an economic system. Here every enterprises want to provide some goods and services towards to an economic system. And coming to next point, here law refers to the principles and regulations established by a government. Here business law refers to the principles and regulations which are established by the government and applicable to the society, that means people, and which are enforced by the judicial decision. Here law is framed by the principles and regulations which are established by the government and applicable to the people and enforced by the judicial decision. What do you mean by judicial decision? Means High Court, Supreme Court and District Courts, etc. Coming to the next point, law is a system of rules that are created and enforced through a social or governmental institutions to regulate the behavior. Here law is a system of rules that are created and enforced. Here law is a system of rules that are created and enforced social or governmental institutions to regulate the behavior. And business law is the important portion of legal system. Here business law is important portion of a legal system which guarantees an orderly conduct of business affairs and the settlement of legitimate disputes in a just manner. It establishes a set of rules and prescribes conduct to order to avoid misunderstandings and injury in our business relationship. Here business law is a very important portion of legal system and it guarantees an orderly conduct of business, means it will direct the how the business should be run in a good legal way and affairs and the settlement of legitimate disputes in a just manner. By the help of the business law only we can solve the disputes of a business environment, and it establishes a set of rules and regulations prescribed conduct to order to avoid the misunderstandings, frauds and any injury in our business relationships. Sources of Indian law. Here we are having the different sources of Indian law is principal source, secondary source, English law and mercantile law. Coming to the principal source means customary law, judicial decision and statutes, personal law. Coming to the secondary source, justice, equity, good conscience. Coming to the English law, it tells about common law, merchant, equity, statute law. And coming to the last one, mercantile law, it deals about law, merchant, statute law, common law and equity. Indian Contract Act 1872. Here Indian Contract Act 1872. Here this Contract Act is very important. Indian Contract Act is framed in the year of 1872. Indian Contract Act is framed in the year of 1872. That's why we are calling this act as Indian Contract Act 1872. What this act tells about means in which way we want to form the contract between the two parties of a business. Here businesses will have the different partners. In which way we want to form the contract in the business. Here Indian contract will address. Coming to the first point, the law relating to the contract is contained in Indian Contract Act 1872. The law relating to a contract is contained in the Indian Contract Act 1872. Second point, here the act deals about general principles of law. Here the act deals about general principles of law of contract, that is section 1 to 75, and some special contracts only from section 124 to 238. Here business law act deals about the general principles of law of contract from section 1 to section 75. Some important contracts, special contracts are there. It deals about section 124 to 238. 124 to 238. And this Indian Contract Act 1872 is divided into the mainly 6 chapters that deal with different stages of formation of contract is essential elements. Its is performance of contract, breach of the contract, remedies of breach of the contract, and the remaining chapters will deal with the some other special contracts. Here Indian contract is divided into mainly 6 chapters. It tells about the formation of the contract and discharge of the contract, breach of the contract, and remedies for the breach of the contracts. And the remaining chapters deals about some special contracts. Coming to the nature of the law of contract, the law of contract differs from the branches of law in an important respect. Here the law of contract is different from the various branches of the law with respect to important. It does not lay down about number of rights and duties. Here nature of the law of contract is it will respect the number of rights and duties which the law will enforce in consists of rather of number of limiting principles. Here business law is containing number of rights and duties and limiting principles subject to the which parties may create rights. Here it will create some important rights. Here both parties of a contract want to follow the rules and rights and duties of the contract. Then we will get the rights and duties of the contract which will the law will be upheld. And coming to the next point, the parties to contract in a sense make that law for themselves so long as they do not infringe some legal prohibition. They can make what rules they like in respect of subject matter of the agreement. Here both parties of a contract can frame the law which is relating to the subject matter of the agreement. The law will give the effect to their decisions. Here the law will give the effect to their decisions. Here a contract is an agreement between two or more parties. Here a contract is an agreement between two or more parties which the law will enforce. Section 2H defines a contract as an agreement. Here a contract is between two different parties, that is called agreement. When the agreement is supported by the law, the agreement will convert into the contract. Here an agreement is between two different parties, party A and party B. When the law is supported to that agreement, then the agreement will convert into the contract. Classification of contracts. Here the contracts are classified into the three different categories: validity and formation and performance. Validity contracts, formation contracts and performance contracts. Coming to the validity contracts are valid contracts, void contracts, voidable contracts and void agreement. Valid contracts, void contracts, voidable contract, void agreement. Coming to the formation: express contract, implied contract, quasi contract. Coming to the performance contracts are executed contract, executory contract, unilateral contract, bilateral contract. Classification on basis of validity. Here we are classifying the contract into different categories on basis of their validity. A contract is based on agreement. An agreement becomes a contract if all the essential elements are satisfied. Here a contract is based on agreement. An agreement becomes a contract if all essential elements are satisfied. In such cases, it becomes a valid contract. Here there is a two different parties. There is an agreement. Here party A and party B are there. Party A is willing to do their agreement. Party B also willing to do their agreement. Here the agreement is supported by the law. Then the agreement is converted into the contract. In the same manner, an agreement becomes a contract if all essential elements are satisfied. When the agreement is satisfied, all the essential elements of a contract, it immediately converts into the contract. If any element of the essential elements of the contract is not satisfied by the agreement, then the agreement will be remains in the as a agreement only, not converts into the contract. ఎప్పుడైతే అగ్రిమెంట్ అనేది ఎసెన్షియల్ కాంట్రాక్ట్ యాక్ట్కి సంబంధించి ఎసెన్షియల్ ఎలిమెంట్స్ని సాటిస్ఫై చేయలేదో అప్పుడు అగ్రిమెంట్ అనేది అగ్రిమెంట్ గానే ఉండిపోతుంది. అగ్రిమెంట్ ఎప్పుడు కూడా కాంట్రాక్ట్ కింద మారదు అని ఇక్కడ చెప్తారు. In such cases, it becomes a valid contract if one or more of the elements are not present. The contract is voidable, void, illegal or unenforceable. Coming to the void contract, a contract is void when the consent of parties to the contract is not free. Voidable contract is defined an agreement that is enforceable by the law and option one of the more parties thereto and not at the option of other or other. When the consent of parties not free, it obtained consent, undue influence, fraud, misrepresentation, contract is voidable at the option of the parties whose consent is obtained. Here voidable contract, what a voidable contract is saying that there is a contract between two different parties, party A and party B. When the party A or party B is not willingness to perform the contract, that contract is called voidable contract. Example, L agrees to sell car to the M for the 5,000 rupees is the case. Here L agrees to sell the car to the M for 5,000 rupees only. His consent is obtained by use of the force and the contract is voidable, which means here this contract is voidable. Why? Because the L choose he may stand by the contract or void the contract. Here L is forced by the M, so the contract is become a voidable contract. Coming to the void contract, a contract which is entered into may be valid initially. A contract which is valid initially, it may be subsequently become void, may be occurrence of some event. A contract which was valid initially but has become void due to occurrence of some disturbances or some event, that is called void contract. Here void contract means there is a contract between two different parties, party A and party B. Party A is acceptable to perform the contract. Party B also acceptable to this contract, and this agreement is also supported by the law. So party A is good, party B is good, agreement and contract also good. But there is a small disturbances. What is that disturbance? Coming to example, a contract to the import goods from another country is a valid contract. Here party A is want to import the some goods from the another country. Here party A is okay, party B is okay, business also supported by the law. Then that agreement is converts into the contract. So everything is good. Here there is full legality support. But what is the main problem is suddenly a war occurs between both countries. Suddenly there is a war between the two countries. The contract becomes a void contract. Then the contract will become a void contract. Unenforceable contracts. An unenforceable contract is one which cannot be enforced by in the court of law due to some technical defect. Here there is a contract. Here party A is acceptable, party B is acceptable, but there is a small defects. What is the defect is some technical defect such as stamping and registration has not been done in a proper manner. So here stamping and registration of the contract should be done in a good manner, and then only the contract will be becomes a legal contract. Otherwise it will become a agreement only. Such stamping and registration has not been done where it is necessary. Such contracts may be executed or carried out by the concerned parties. But in case of breach, the aggrieved or affected the party cannot approach the court of law for remedy. In addition to above, there are two more categories called void agreements and illegal agreements. Here there is a contract between party A and party B. Party A is okay, party B is okay, business also, this agreement also supported by the law. But what is the main thing in this contract is stamping and registration process is not done in a systematic pattern. Then law won't suppose to these contracts. So this contract is called as a unenforceable contract. Coming to the void agreement, an agreement that is not enforceable by the law is a void agreement. Agreement do not create any legal rights from starting to ending. Example, an agreement with a minor is a void agreement. Here there is a contract between party A and party B. Party A is supported by law, party B is not supported by law. Why? Because party B is a minor person. Party B is a minor person. A minor person does not have right to perform a contract in business. Here minor won't have a rights to the conduct a contract in the business. That's the main problem. So from starting to ending, the law won't suppose to the minor person. That is called void agreement. It is called void agreement. Coming to the illegal agreement, an illegal agreement is one which goes against some rule of a basic public policy or which is criminal or immoral in nature. Here an illegal agreement is there which is done against some rule of a basic public policy. There is a illegal agreement which is done into the against to the basic public policy or which is a criminal or immoral in the nature, which is a criminal or immoral in the nature. An illegal agreement is not void between immediate parties. Here there is a illegal agreement is not only void between immediate parties but has further effect on collateral transactions. Here there is a contract between two parties, party A and party B. Party A is willingness to perform the contract, party B also willingness to perform the contract. Here law is supporting to the party A and law is supporting to the party B, but they are here party and party B done agreement is that is not supported by the law, which is unfavorable to the law, means they are doing some illegal activity. Example, A rents B's house to store a smuggled goods. Here party A and party B, they are doing the some business. Here that is A is asking the B's house for the rental purpose to do the smuggling goods. To smuggling the goods. Here smuggling the goods is a illegal activity. B is aware of A's purpose. The agreement between A and B is a collateral agreement. A and B also knowing the why the A is taking this contract and house. Here A is knowing and B is knowing each and every point of the contract. Here both people are doing the mistake because they are doing the smuggling business. So however, this agreement is also illegal since the main agreement is illegal. When the main agreement is illegal, later the agreement between the party and party B also not favorable to the law. Here there is no legality support to the such agreement. That is called illegal agreement. That is called illegal agreement. Classification on basis of formation: express contract, implied contract, quasi contract. Here express contracts means there is a contract between the two parties, party A and party B. They are doing one of the business. So party A is asking the party B, are you having willingness to do this contract? Then party B is saying that yes or no. Yes or no. That is expression. So when the expression is takes place in that contract, it is called express contract. And coming to the implied contract means an implied contract is one which is implied from the behavior of the parties, not by the words or spoken or written. Here implied contract means there is a contract between two parties, party A and party B. They are having the willingness to perform the contract. Here there is no words or spoken or written in this contract to accepting the contract, but the behavior is important. When the behavior of the party of the contract is not good, the contract will be the cancelled. Coming to the quasi contract means a quasi contract is not a contract, actual contract between the two parties, but there is a legal obligation. There is a legal obligation which is imposed by the court of law, which puts the both parties in the same position as there is a contract between them. As there is a contract between them. This is based on grounds of equity, that a person shall not be allowed to enrich himself unjustly at the expense of another. Example, here T is a tradesman. He leaves his goods at M's house by mistake, and M uses the T's goods, that is M is bound to pay for the goods. Here T is a trade person, means he is a businessman. He want to deliver the goods to the another person's house, but T is delivering the goods to the M's house by the wrong address. Now the M is using the T's goods. Here the judgment of the court is M bound to pay the goods for the T's. M bound to pay for the goods which was delivered by the T. Here there is a mistake between two parties in the contract. T is delivering the goods at wrong address, and M is receiving, and M's no, these goods are not belongs to the him. Then he want to return the goods to the T's. This is the mistake done by the M. So that reason M bound to pay the money for the goods. Coming to the classification basis of performance. executed contracts, executory contract. Coming to the executed contract, it is an contract which the parties to contract have already performed their obligations. Here there is a contract between the two parties. When the party A is acceptable, party B is acceptable, that agreement is supported by the law, then the agreement is converted to the contract. All these things are very well known. Here what is the special thing is party A is performed their duty completely, and party B also performed their duty completely. There is nothing to perform, means the contract is completely over. It is performance of a contract. It is called as a executed contract. Coming to the executory contract means when the one of the party of the contract want to perform the task, or both parties of the contract want to perform the task, that is called executory contract. Here once again one contract is there, it is having the two different parties. Party A performed their duty, now party want to perform their duty, that is called unilateral contract. Means here party A performed their duty and remaining duty want to performed by the party B, means one side of the contract want to perform their duty. It is called unilateral contract. When the contract both parties want to perform their duty is pending, it is called bilateral contract. Essential of a valid contract. When a contract will be valid means it before the contract should be valid, it want to satisfy some essential elements, then only any contract will become a valid contract. Those are offer and acceptance, legal relationship, lawful consideration, capacity and competence of parties, free consent and lawful object, agreements not declared void, certainty and possibility of performance, legal formalities. Here there should be a offer by one party, that offer should be accepted from another party in the contract. There should be a legal relationship and lawful consideration of the contract, and the parties, both parties, party A and party B should have the capacity and competencies, and there should be a free consent. There should not be any misrepresentation or malpractice or fraud, cheating, like that. There should be a lawful object and agreements not declared the void. Certainty and possibility of performance should be there, and there should be some legal formalities also. When these elements are satisfied by the contractor, then only it is called a valid contract. Until it is not a valid contract. Thanking you, my dear students. Please subscribe my YouTube channel.